I'm on mute. That's why I'm not hearing nothing. Awesome. Hey guys, what is happening? Can you hear me all right? I've got a sucky camera quality right now. I'm pretty much just using my laptop's little camcorder, but you know, it gets the job done. You guys could see my my Premiere stuff. Alrighty, I'm just going to do an audio test on my end, make sure that you guys can hear everything. So if you hear everything kind of loop, sorry about that.
I'm on mute. That's why I'm not hearing that.
Seems like you guys can hear me all right. Awesome. So let's see. Yeah, today we are just kind of, we're going to start putting together the fun episode. So this is it. We are using my Premiere Pro. This is going to be the second one that we've done on Premiere Pro. First one being the Texas episode, which, holy cow, did so much better than Kate and I ever expected. You guys absolutely blew that video up. I think it was our fastest, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure it was our fastest growing video that we've ever uploaded. It just absolutely insane. Hey, Gemini Purple Crescent, what's up? Read some of the chat real quick. Hey, Scooby-Doo of Roblox, how are you? Sterling Archer, is this editing? Yeah, this is editing and putting the video together. We finally shot some footage yesterday. We shot the fun song sequence, or most of it, because there's some stuff that we haven't gotten for green screen purposes and whatnot, but hey, Humor. But essentially, yeah, this is putting it together. I am just downloading a couple little assets real quick. So give me 2 seconds to find where that's got to go. I want you to go. I'm downloading the original song so I could use that as reference of where we're supposed to be making our beats and our cuts and whatnot. Go to the fun folder, music, capitalize that this is the original song. Awesome, cool. And download that. Okay, so let's see. While that's downloading, I'm going to go ahead and drop. Oh, you know what? That's done downloading. Cool, so we're going to take the original song now, drop it in here. Okay, now I'm going to do what I was going to do, which is, let's see, where are you? Looking for the original episode, because I've got that downloaded as well. I had to pirate it because I couldn't find it anywhere, but don't let anyone know that I had to pirate the original episode. Let's see. I have it as reference. Just saw you. There you are. Drag you here. That should be the correct speed. Is that 9 minutes or is that? Which one's this? Ah, that's the correct one. Delete that one. Awesome. So this is where we get started. So essentially, I just download the original episode. I don't have any fancy screen recording software that... What happened? There we go. I don't have any screen recording software that bypasses any DMCA programs that are specifically put in place to prevent piracy. So I just go on to Dailymotion, where most people usually upload the episode just a little bit sped up. And yeah, I essentially put the episode on the bottom layer of the program, and I just start dropping footage on top of that. So we're going to start getting the work. So we're going to start off with the fun song, which is going to start here. And I try to get so, like, pinpoint accurate where you start to see the transition actually, the next scene fade into the transition. So it looks like I'm getting some green about here from Jellyfish Fields. Yeah, so we're going to cut it about here because that's where my actual footage is probably going to want to start. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight the entire sequence of what we have, which is right before the frolicking through the flowers. Yeah, we'll cut it to about there because... So this file is just specifically going to be for the song. I'm going to set my phone right here so I can keep track of... Thank you for keeping your lip seals, Gemini Purple Crescent. I do appreciate it. So I'm just going to, let's see, since this file is specifically going to be for the song, because that's already going to be a pretty beefy file with different layers of visual effects and whatnot, it's going to make it a lot easier on the program if we just edit in smaller scenes rather than try to edit the entire video all together all at once. Because it'll be a lot more easier to process. As you can see, this is like right under 2 minutes. So it'll be easier to process that than like an 11, 12-minute long video with all these assets stacked right on top of each other. Alrighty, so is this hard to do? It's tedious, and it's still a bit of a learning process for me. For years, I've been using Wondershare from Filmora, and that app is a lot more simpler to figure out. It's a lot easier to figure out than it is with Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is like its own different kind of... It's kind of like a Wondershare turned to 11, so you get like a lot more features and whatnot, and it's a lot more specific. But I think, as you guys could tell from the Texas episode, it creates a lot better results. So we're going to find our first shot. I don't think that this is listing everything in the correct order, so I'm going to try and fix that. There's a way to do it. I always have the hardest time finding it. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Plankton has been evil for years, and no matter how much you try to make him good, deep down inside, he's always been evil. I think he's got a little bit of a good heart. I feel like Plankton kind of just always falls back on his evil ways because that's all that he like genuinely is familiar with. Oh, is this what? That's what I'm looking for. List view sort. All right, good. Now this is because we pretty much shot this almost entirely in sequence. So yeah, we got a couple takes of it, as you can see. 3 takes of this opening shot. So we're just gonna go ahead and play back the original. Oh no, that's not right. Okay, so we have an establishing shot of Jellyfish Fields, which we didn't shoot because there's some green screen elements. So we're going to start with this scene, actually, right here. So I get the big net, you get the little net. I'm going to make that a bit bigger. So this is how tedious I get with it. I try to get it to the exact frame that it cuts. And then I try to fit our footage into that space. Go by forward, frame by frame. There we go. Okay, so that's our first shot right here. This little tiny second of footage. That's going to be our first bit. You know, just for the sake of, where's the dialogue start? So, I get the big net, you get the little net. That's about where it starts, so we're going to cut that there just for my reference. I'm going to look at this footage. Or you know what? That's not playing all the way from the beginning. There. You know, how well can you guys hear the audio? Double check. I'm just double checking to make sure that you guys could hear the thing about. So if you hear over looping audio, just double checking it. Okay, so you guys can't really hear this audio, so I'm going to bump that up real quick so you guys can keep track of that. I remember watching your Texas video and said it was the best. In my opinion, I think it is the best. I'm very proud of how that one turned out. I'm going to bump up desktop audio to like maybe 16. Yeah, let's see how that works. Okay. Rewind that back. There we go. Can you guys hear that?
Action. Gonna let that wind die down.
I get the big net, and you get the little net.
There we go. Yeah, I think you guys should be able to hear that. I'm just double checking on my end, so I know for sure. Sounds good? Awesome. Great. So I don't need to... Here we go. I don't need to have my end just blasting sound then. Cool. So, if you guys can hear it, great. So, we're just going to go through our takes. If there's any foul language, I apologize. We're just goofing around whenever the cameras aren't rolling the take. Stuff for the bloopers, you know.
Action.
I get the big net, and you get the little net.
And another thing I like to do whenever we're editing is just like make sure all the hand gestures are as accurate as possible.
You get the little net.
Okay. So there's nothing too extreme. I'm just holding my net out.
And action.
I get the big net, and you get the little net.
How's that third one look?
The big net, and you get the little net.
Also listening for like how their inflections sound.
Get the little net.
So that's more of like a quick little
Gonna let that wind die down.
This is the fun part, is just figuring out which takes to use.
I get the big net, and you get the little net. You get the little net. You get the little net.
I think that one works better because it's just not covering my body as much. You can't wait to see the bloopers? We're working on them right now. It's also going to include footage from our J-Chase collab, so that's going to be super exciting. Ooh, okay, so I know what I did wrong here. So the reason why the camera is so zoomed in is because the sequence set to the first thing I dropped, which was the actual episode. I need to fix that too. Let's see, horizontal is 1920, vertical is 1080. That should fix it. There we go, resized. And just so I don't have to give myself a headache, I'm gonna zoom in this footage so I can see it a lot easier. There we go. All right, now to turn that layer back on. Cool. All right, and I'm gonna also mute the original episode for a second so I could hear.
I get the big net. I get the big net.
Apparently I don't say so I'm gonna have to add that in later.
I get the big.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to add that in later, but that's fun. Let's see. How many takes do you guys do for different scenes? It just depends until either Kate and I are like, yeah, that's the one.
I get the.
Because we're both trying to make this as like one-to-one as possible, while also keeping in mind like the physical limitations of not being an animated undersea critter. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, so it really just depends on when we feel good about the take.
I get the big net.
Let's see how that fits.
I get the big net, and you get the little net.
So despite them kind of not being in sync, they both end at almost the exact same place, so that's kind of cool. So let's see, we're going to blind this real quick. I'm also going to enlarge that as well. Zoom in the other one so I don't have to do that later. I think the part that we were laughing at most while we were filming this was just Plankton thinking to himself, "Stingers!" Let's see. So where does that shot end?
And you get the little net.
Alright, so now we just need a take of Wes, which it looks like we only did one right here. So I'm going to overlap that because it's always easier to overlap your footage and then trim it down wherever you need.
Ready, and
I'm going to mute that so that it doesn't get confusing for me to hear.
action.
I'm going to get the start of that swing down because I could sync that as well. And now I'll just look for where I start swinging the net to him, which is probably going to be about there. Yeah, it looks about like it would stitch out. You know what? We're going to go mid-motion here. Yeah, so let's see. Probably about there is where I listen to him. Make sure it all runs smoothly. Unmute that.
And you get the little net.
What happens after we eat them?
Oh my god, we did it, guys. It's done. We put it together. We got two shots stitched together proper.
And you get the little net.
What happens after we eat them?
Sounds like Wes, which our Plankton is being played by the great Wesley Horn. New to the channel, so this is going to be the first time that you guys get to see him. My inspiration for his costume essentially was like, what if we could dress him up like a Russian gangster, you know, like the tracksuits and whatnot. So we tried to get as much of a tracksuit as possible. I love how they say the exact same thing as the original. We tried to, and as you might have noticed here, I goofed it whenever I start my sentence.
The little net.
Or where is it? Yeah, it's right here.
I get the big net.
I'm supposed to say so. I get the big net, so I'm gonna have to add that so in there. But luckily for me, it's during this wide shot where you don't even like really see us. SpongeBob and Plankton are gonna be like up here, I'm going to zoom that in as well, because I know you guys can't really see that on the tiny screen. There we go. So, yeah, SpongeBob and Plankton are up here, wherever they say so. So I could just drop that audio in there whenever. Let's see.
Big net, and you get the little net.
Let's see. Oh, that's why I didn't cut. I had that track blinded.
You get the little net.
What happens after we eat them?
Okay, so that's about where SpongeBob says you don't eat them. So we're still, like, doing pretty good for keeping it in sync. Where does that cut start?
After we eat them.
About there? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut these here because I won't need anything after either of those. Try and keep our track as clean as possible. I think it's safe to drop that there. And bump. No, we'll keep that audio there.
You get the little net.
What happens after we eat them?
And then we cut to me. You don't eat them, you little goober jelly bean guy thing. Let's see. Hey, Mr. Nice Comments, long time no see. Hey, Luke Roberts, it is very interesting. It's very tedious. So let's see. We're gonna view one of these takes.
Alright. And action.
You don't eat them.
What a great take. And let's see, what does SpongeBob say over here?
You don't eat them.
Okay, so it cuts to another shot here. So that's how long I have to fill in. Let's
You
see.
don't eat them.
Employee of the month, yeah. Let's see. Oh, you guys talk about Corbin? Oh, yeah. What happened to the original Squidward actor? Yeah, Corbin went to New York City for his last semester of school, so he wasn't able to partake in the Texas episode. If he ever comes back and he ever wants to be in another one of these, then awesome. We'll definitely try to work something out. But I think it might be the end of Corbin's run. And then also, I'm about to move myself to Denton for school. Me, Caden are about to all move, so we might have a couple other recastings, but I do want to try and keep as many of the original people as possible, but it would be pretty hard to shoot these considering that I'd be living like 2 hours away, which isn't like too awful of a distance to drive. It's just logistics and scheduling and having to get out there and everything. So yeah, there might be a couple other recasts, but we shall see whenever we get to that road. But yeah, as it is, I think Corbin might be done with the part, just because, you know, he's going off to school, doing bigger, better things. You know, I wouldn't want to hold him back. As great as his Squidward is, and as iconic as his performance is here on the channel, I would hate for him to just be here, you know, just always doing these SpongeBob videos whenever, you know, he wants to get out there and do other projects and stuff. So I certainly hope the best for him. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Known him for a while.
Alright. And
Oh, my footage is freezing, so.
and action.
You don't eat them.
I'm gonna do that one more time. Oh, apparently I do it a second time. I'm gonna do that one more time.
Okay.
You don't eat them. You catch them. Like.
There we go. Okay, so that gives me a little bit of a tail end to know, like, for pacing purposes of, like, where I need to put the other cut.
Alright. And then it goes to the next
Okay.
slide, so it's fine. Yeah. Go.
You don't eat them. You catch them.
Go.
You don't eat them.
I like the other one more just because the jellyfish net is in place. You can see that as it's in the original episode right here. So I'm going to go with the second take right here. Drag that in. I'm going to find the second one that I did in this shot. Yeah. We'll cut it about there. Look for the space where the dialogue starts, which seems to be about here. Extend that out. Unblind it.
You don't eat them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't need the rest of that shot. Let's see, you guys definitely gotta find stadium for band geeks in your life. Oh, okay, so honestly, like I said with moving to Denton for school, UNT has this ginormous stadium. So if we do get the chance to... Oh, my daughter lives in Denton, so oddly enough, I could still essentially fill in and see my kid. Hey, Hey, maybe. That would be funny, actually. But yeah, if we get the chance to shoot Band Geeks, which I've said for a while that Band Geeks would be like the last remake that we do. I have like a set like end goal for this entire project and whatnot. So it'll keep going for like another like few years or something. But obviously, like it's not going to be like what I'm doing like every day for the rest of my life. Because I do like to create original stuff, like the Scooby-Doo videos and everything that you guys seem to enjoy. But I think that starts more about there. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Band Geeks would be like the last hurrah. Essentially, is my plan. Which again, I'm not saying like it's gonna stop like in a year or so. We're still gonna keep on making these videos as long as we can. But Band Geeks will be the very last thing that we do. And it would be like really, really cool to do it at that UNT stadium. Got no idea how, but I'm hoping that by the time I go there, I'm a popular enough kid, you know, the cool guy, where I can pretty much just be like, yo, I want to shoot at the stadium. Can we just get some of the marching band people to actually fill in and maybe borrow some of their uniforms for those of us who aren't in marching band, who have to act and whatnot. So I think that'd be really fun. Be really cool. Let's see. Like, your videos are really funny. I appreciate that, Construction Mikey. Question, maybe this has been asked or not. You want to do a real life, but what made you want to do in real life remakes? So that's actually a really fun story. I've gotten into it once, I think, like in an actual video on the channel. But essentially, let me just get some progress. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna break the cut just a little bit and yeah, there we go. I know, I remember this was like the last take that we did. But yeah, so essentially what inspired us to start making these, I actually auditioned for the Spongebob musical in March of 2019, I believe. And drag that here. And I was this close to being cast as SpongeBob in that musical. It was for the North American tour. So I would have been going around city to city all over the country, performing as SpongeBob. And so I was this curious, not this curious, I was this close to getting the part. I went through callbacks, I met some of the producers and everything. But at the last second, at the last part of the audition process and whatnot, they essentially told me that I was too tall to fit the costume, which sucks. I'm like, dang, you know, Broadway production. I think at the time I had like pretty much a pretty close rendition to this anyway. I definitely had the pants. The shirt was custom made by a guy that I know. Was custom made by Indie Magnoli. So that wasn't until we did the Chocolate with Nuts remake, if I remember right, that I finally dropped money to get a tailor-made shirt just for these videos. But so anyway, they told me that I was going to be too tall to fit the costume, which was a bit of a bummer, but you know, here I am able to make videos and whatnot. Ooh, I just got a notification. What just popped? Ah, thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate that. That's fun. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy my ramblings enough to want to subscribe to the channel. But yeah, so I didn't get the part, and I come back home to Dummel, Texas, and John, who plays our Patrick, he was like, well, hey, you know, let's just remake an episode in real life. That way you can play the part, essentially. I'm like, yeah, you know what, that'd be kind of fun to do. But I told him, like, I only want to do one episode. I don't want to do anything more than that because I still want to use the channel as a way to, like, make my own stuff. And so we wound up doing the Club SpongeBob episode, which that happened. We were in the middle of doing a production of Newsies, John and I, and Corbin. That's kind of how, like, he and I started talking more. I had known Corbin for a while, but we never, like, really, like, talked. We had a couple of classes in high school together. But so the three of us were in Newsies, and we all just kind of hung out and whatnot and goofed off. And I asked Corbin, like, hey, be our Squidward, because there was literally no one else that I had even thought of playing the part. And he's like, well, I've never watched an episode of SpongeBob, so I don't know if I could really do that. And I was like, dude, you got this. And so he remade that first episode with us without having seen the original episode or any episode in general. And he still knocked it out of the park. He still nailed it on the head. He's that great. But so yeah, after we did that first video, I probably had like 200 subscribers at the time. And sorry, I'm trying to keep track of what I'm saying and pay attention to editing a little bit more. But so, yeah, gosh, where was I? I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, we had like 200 subscribers at the time, and that was like the first video that I made to like get over 1,000 views. So that's really cool. And I was like, yeah, you know what, that did pretty good. And it got like some comments and whatnot, people like, oh, you should really make another one of these. This is really fun to watch. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, we can probably do that. And Halloween was coming up whenever I was coming to this realization that people actually wanted to see more of the videos. So I decided, you know what? Let's remake the Graveyard Shift for like a Halloween special on the channel, essentially. And I got that thing shot in 3 days. I got shot in 2 days, and I got it edited all together in 3 days. So I made it entirely in 5 days, essentially. Caden, quite a few of my friends worked at Mr. Burger where we shot that episode, so it was really easy for us to get in. It was Caden, Pete, Matt, who plays the ketchup guy in that video. Pete plays Tom, who's like, oh, well, fine, if you don't want my money. So quite a few of the people in that video were already working at Mr. Burger at the time, so they just had to go to the manager and they're like, hey, can we shoot this? And they're like, yeah, go for it. So we got to shoot after hours on Saturday, and they were closed on Sundays, so we were allowed in on Sundays to like shoot whatever for as long as we needed. But we got most of it done on that first Saturday because we just stayed up all night just shooting it. And I remember I would take my laptop to work every single day, and I was working at a coffee shop at the time. And in between orders, I was essentially just trying to do as much editing as I could before another customer would come in and order a coffee or something. And so 2 sleepless nights, essentially, of just waking up super early to get to work at like 6, and then editing throughout the entire day till like super late at night, and then repeating the cycle until I finally got that video out on Halloween day. And that video did fine. It did better than the Club Spongebob remake at the time. That video didn't really blow up until June of 2020. So like right before my birthday, I started getting a lot more like messages on my phone like, hey, you got this new comment, you got this new comment, you got this new comment, you got a new subscriber, and whatnot. So let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to read your oh, whoa, hey, someone just put in the chat, congrats on your casting as Prior Walter. Wow, so for those of you who don't know, I was just cast as the lead in the production of Angels in America, which is really freaking awesome. I don't remember putting that on the channel, so you might have been following one of my Instagram accounts, because I think I put that on my Spider-Man Instagram account. I've got that Spider-Man suit that we used in the Spider-Man video that we made, the Andrew Garfield one. And so as a joke, I showed up to the audition dressed as Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and I wound up getting the same part that Andrew Garfield played, Prior Walter, so that's awesome. But back to my little thank you so much for the congrats on that, by the way. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome. This is the biggest role that I've ever played, and it's easily the most serious thing that I've ever acted in, so it's definitely going to be like a fun little challenge for sure, but I think the results will be really great. The director is absolutely fantastic. I've worked with him on a couple things here and there, more of like acting side by side. So I have complete faith that he'll be able to just knock it out of the park with this rendition of the show. But so essentially, with the Graveyard Shift, it didn't blow up till like my birthday of 2020, and right whenever that started happening, we're like, oh, okay. So a lot of people really want to see this. We went from like 200 subscribers to 1,000 in just a week. It was absolutely nuts, and it just kept growing from there. And so we were like, oh gosh, I guess we gotta make another one of these. So hence why we actually make more of these videos now, is because, I mean, you guys want to see more of them and everything and whatnot. It always brings new audience to the channel and stuff. So that's like really cool to like see new people pop up. And it's also like really awesome to see people like, oh, you know, you've really improved from the last one. I feel like a lot of people would kind of think of just making these sorts of videos as like detrimental to their professional career or something, but how I see it honestly is more of like a learning experience, you know, like with the Texas episode, it was a lot of learning of how Premiere Pro worked. So I got to figure out like a lot of stuff that I could do with it, and with this episode I'm planning on doing the same thing where I'm still going to be like putting a lot of the stuff together. I realized that my head is kind of cropped out of the camera, whoops. But you know, it's a learning experience, and like even like getting to our locations to start shooting, it's a learning experience then too, because we've got to set up the cameras, get the lighting all figured out. Like I think if you go back to our Chocolate with Nuts episode, you don't really get this contrast, like where you actually see the sky in the background and these bright greens in the trees and Wes's jacket or the yellow in my shirt. I feel like a lot of it's a little overexposed, so the sky is typically like very white. With every episode, we're always learning something new and we're always refining the process. I don't even think that I learned how to use the microphone that I have with my camera, my Rode Video Mic Go Plus. I don't think I actually like understood how it's supposed to be used until halfway through filming the Chocolate with Nuts episode. So that's why some scenes will like be kind of like really loud with background noise, and then some scenes will be like somewhat like moderately passable and whatnot. So every episode's a learning experience, and I love coming back to these because it just gives us a chance to learn a little bit more, and then we can apply that to our own original content. Like, I do not think that our Scooby-Doo videos, which I've mentioned before, is probably what I am most proud of on the channel, is our Scooby-Doo trilogy. I don't think that would have turned out anywhere near as good in my eyes without making these previous SpongeBob remakes. So there's always something that I pick up from each one. And, you know, it's always a ton of fun to just hop into these costumes. Sweaty sometimes, like yesterday it was 104. Wes here wearing the sweatsuit was miserable. I think as the video goes on, you'll notice that his zipper drops down more and more. But yeah, they're always a ton of fun to put together. So I mean, we want to make them for as long as we can. And obviously, whenever we finally wrap things up with the Band Geeks episode, we want that to be the best possible thing that we can put out. Because, I mean, it's what it deserves, you know? We don't want to go, like, you know, go halfway with it. We want to make it as big and as technically impressive as we can with a micro budget of like whatever $1,000 that I am able to drop on the video. These videos get pretty expensive. Let's see. Let me read some of your chat real quick because I have just been rambling for so long. Let's see. Graveyard Shift was the first video of yours I found, and just fell in love with it and subscribed. Yeah, that's awesome. Like, I think it's so cool whenever, you know, like we get like someone who pops up in the comments here and there, and you know they're still commenting and supporting us after all this time. I'm gonna try and fix something on the chat box because I'm realizing it's a little hard to read from the stream settings. Background color. How do I change the color of the text itself? Ah, there you are. If we make that black, we'll be able to read that a lot better. And I think I just accidentally wiped all the chat by accident, but that's okay because you guys are going to send more messages, so it'll pop up. I hope. Let's see. Men kindergarten bonded over SpongeBob over the years. F is for friends who do stuff together. You are absolutely right, and I think that's like the fun thing about these videos is mentioning how Corbin never really watched the show growing up before we casted him as Squidward. You know, he developed like a appreciation for the show. I don't know if he ever like went out of his way to like watch it or anything outside of like maybe some research for a couple episodes here and there. But like I know like by the end of like shooting the pizza delivery video, he was like, oh, you know, like it's very sweet little character development for Squidward. You know, he's very high strung the entire episode, and at the end he sticks up for SpongeBob, a guy who he acts like he doesn't really enjoy very much, you know? So, like, there's so much to, like, really appreciate the show, and I think it says a great deal about friendship. Let's see. As a Scooby-Doo fan, I appreciate your dedication to both. That Scooby-Doo video was cathartic for me. I had just lost my dog at the time, whenever I started developing this series.
And
let me get this cut in, and I'll get with that story.
You don't eat them.
Is it this take that we did, the last take? God, I'm sorry, I left you on a cliffhanger right there.
Like this. La 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 la. Like that.
And
So you'll notice there's no jellyfish there. That's because I'm going to green screen a jellyfish in. I've got footage from the last remake where the jellyfish flies by Sandy. What a frame to just reveal. But whenever the jellyfish flies by Sandy during the Texas song, I'm just going to reuse that asset.
You don't eat them.
Yeah, so we're probably going to want to cut it about there. Here we go. But yeah, back to the Scooby-Doo thing. That was a very cathartic video for me to make, and I'm so glad that people really connected to that. Because, as I mentioned, my dog had passed away at the time. He passed on Halloween of 2020. And I've had this dog for 18 years. His name was DOG. A lot of people would always ask, oh, what does that stand for? Dog. It just spells dog. So we named our dog Dog and just spelled it out. But I had him for 18 years. I could not remember a time where he wasn't in my life to some extent. And if you go look on my my previous channel, the Sea Train, you could find bloopers for the first video I ever made, and he's there in that video. And so he's always been present. And he had passed away on Halloween. We had to put him down because he was having such a hard time breathing. He had a stroke, and dogs can recover from that, but he had a second one, and he just was not doing well after that, so we had to put him down, unfortunately, because he just was not happy at all. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't eat anything. So just not very good at all. So we put him down on Halloween, and a short while after that, JT and I, JT who plays Mr. Krabs in our SpongeBob videos, who plays Scooby in the Scooby-Doo ones, we were driving around, and he's like, hey, you want to hear my impression of Scooby-Doo on crack? Because this is just how our conversations go. We just we just say one random thing, we go on with it. So he's like, you want to hear my Scooby-Doo impression? Or you want to hear my impression of Scooby-Doo on crack? Like, Reggie, I gotta get more of the goods. And I'm like, man, that sounds more like a Scooby-Doo if he had rabies. And that's kind of like where the idea popped up in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, we can make a video about Scooby-Doo getting rabies and Shaggy has to put him down. And as soon as I thought about that, I'm like, man, I can make something a little bit more special about that. And so we shot the entire Scooby-Doo trilogy in 2 weeks. We filmed them all back to back to back, essentially. But you'll notice that there's like 3-4 months in between each upload. And I did that on purpose because I wanted the first video where they actually put down Scooby to seem like a one-done thing. And it seemed that my plan had kind of worked, because I remember when the second one came out and Scooby-Doo pops up in the opening of that video out of the blinding, overexposed light coming through the front door as if he's coming out of heaven or something. People were like, hold on a second, I thought Scooby was dead. And I'm like, this is working out. So, you know, as you find out throughout the video, you know, it's all tied into that first video somehow. So, I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it, because I am proud of how those videos turned out. But, yeah, so, whenever we had came up with that joke, I was like, man, I could actually, like, make something special out of that. And I feel like I myself, I've never really dealt with a loss, like a close loss like that before. My family, we live in Texas, and my extended family is like in California on my dad's side, Michigan on my mom's side, so two completely different sides of the country, and we don't travel often, so I don't really get to see them. So, you know, whenever family passes away, I'm kind of like, I feel like I should feel worse about this, but like I just never got to meet that person really, and I don't know, like I just kind of feel bad about that. But again, like I just feel like I've never gotten to meet someone. So whenever I lost my dog, it was like a really hard hit, and I never really knew how to deal with it. So making those Scooby videos was very cathartic for sure, and it was very helpful to read all the comments on that video, because people were talking about their personal experiences and how they can relate to these videos about loss and grief and what they were taking away from it and their interpretations of it. And it helped me feel like not as alone in these feelings that I had and that I didn't really know what to do with. So just very helpful through and through. Let's see. You guys should become the next voice for Scooby-Doo. That would be fun. I think it would. I would genuinely love to make a Scooby-Doo movie. Growing up in the future, I would love to make like an actual film. Let's see. I recently lost my cat of 12 years, the 1st of May this year. Man, losing a pet is just absolutely sad. It is genuinely like really hard to go through. Because I mean, like, it's there with you for so long. It's like you're taking care of a kid. And like, I've never had a kid, obviously. But I don't know, like, you spend so much time raising and getting to know these little guys, and you only have like such a set amount of time with them. So yeah, I don't know. It's very difficult to go through. Man, what a bummer of a topic that I just sprung onto you guys. We're gonna lighten the mood up with more of this editing, shall we?
Like this. La 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 la, like that.
Okay, so let's see. Does Plankton say his line in that shot, or is it?
Like that.
And
Watch out for the stinger.
Okay, I'm missing it somewhere. Okay, so Plankton is in that shot of the and.
La 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 la, like that.
and
Okay. I'm gonna cut that there. Trim that off a bit, and let's see if there's any way that I can condense this to actually fit into the actual shot. Man, I'm sorry, Stardust. Sparkles.
what happens after we eat them?
Let's see.
What happens after we...
I'm completely lost in where I was. Talking about the Scooby-Doo videos and everything just really threw me off track. I am like...
What happens after we eat them?
completely lost.
Eat 'em. You don't eat 'em.
Oh, that's why it's off. I say you don't eat them again.
You catch 'em.
Yeah, we'll start the cut there where I start the turn because I'm facing him in the last one.
Like this. La.
Wrong one.
Eat 'em. You catch 'em. Like this. La 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 la, like that.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's... Oh! This chair is really uncomfortable. I'm like sitting on the edge of it. My tailbone just died for a second. So that's more in sync. Okay, let's see if I can trim it just a little bit more. Maybe I could speed it up a touch.
You catch 'em. Like this.
Maybe I could speed that up.
Like.
So I'm gonna zoom into my timeline a little bit more here.
Catch 'em.
Right there, I think. And then we're gonna speed up that little gap. You know what? Easier solution. Let's bump this up, bump that down. Okay, get that out of the way. I think SpongeBob says the thing right here.
Like this.
Did you say it? I think it's right there. So that would mean I'd have to shrink this down to 1 frame. Okay. I'm curious if that'll look very abrupt.
Like this.
Because it is handheld, but maybe if I'm lucky, it'll work out. So we're gonna shrink the duration down from 9 frames to 1 frame. Here we go. Awesome.
Like this.
Oh,
You catch 'em. Like this.
it's still a little bit too abrupt. Goes from looking like I'm facing forward. Whoa. Oh, that's why it's muted. Goes from looking like I'm facing forward to just suddenly turned. So maybe if I do 3 frames instead, I can get some animation of turn my head. Or maybe... Maybe I could just shrink this down and primarily worry about getting that head turned in there. Okay, that looks like it could work. I know.
Like.
Oh.
Like. 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 Like.
It's a little bit of a noticeable cut, but
Like. Like this.
it's not awful. It actually kind of works.
You catch 'em. Like this. La, la. You catch 'em. Like this.
It looks smooth. The leader is patiently waiting for your next video. It's gonna happen. I think this one's probably gonna go up. I'd like to say August, because I don't think that we're going to be done with shooting it till some point in July. So it might be up by, like, August. And I've got, like, a couple other videos that I'm working on right now. It's just so hard to find the time to shoot these things and edit them all together because I am in the process of moving right now. So it is kind of hard to spend the money to make more videos. There's like a Sonic the Hedgehog video I really, really want to make. But unfortunately I can't do that yet because I have to buy a costume for Knuckles. And I'm just trying to save as much money as possible for whenever we move. So whenever we get over there, I'll definitely throw that all together. But it's just like in the process of right now, in this current space of time, it's just difficult to spend money on stuff. There's also a bunch of, there's a series of Batman videos that Kate and I want to start. But I can't do that yet because I have to put the bat suit together, and I need money to put the bat suit together. I do have that Robert Pattinson cowl, though. So I've got step one out of the way. I just got to get the bodysuit, the armor, the cape, the gauntlets, the boots, and the belt. And pretty much good to go. Let's see. Let me read some of your stuff. Is it embarrassing to film some of these scenes? No, not really. It's just acting. I don't know. I maybe some other people get embarrassed, but I myself, I don't really care. I'm down to make a fool of myself in public anywhere. I mean, if you've seen one of my shorts here on the channel, or if you've looked at my TikTok, I have a TikTok where I went to the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 fan screening event. So I went to an advanced screening for that, and I dressed up as Sonic the Hedgehog in this. If you go back into my channel deep enough, you'll find the costume because I made a fake trailer for the first movie, whenever that came out. But it's essentially like a blue morph suit with the arms cut off and a giant like hole cut in the chest. So a lot of nip slips. And then giant oversized gloves, and then a dorky little like Sonic quill hat. And I went out in public with that just to be a total joke, essentially, for the premiere. So I'm always down to make a fool of myself. Let's see. Imagine if it was the 4th. That's my birthday? Nah, I doubt it. Like the 4th of July? That's a cool birthday. My dog that we mentioned, he was born on the 4th of July. And oddly enough, I have another dog that is born on Valentine's Day. So lots of holidays in this household. You are one of the busiest people on YouTube right now. Man, the struggle's real. This isn't even my full-time job or anything, which I would love for it to be. It'd be very stressful, but I mean, it'd be fun in that stress. Let's see, so...
Like this. La, 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 la. La, 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 la,
So, yeah, Jellyfish is going to get added in with green screen.
And
Okay, so I need to extend this by one more frame, actually. So that works out. Then a shot of me doing my thing. Then you throw them back. Then you throw it back. Start just twerking all over the place, busting a move.
I'm gonna start from then you throw it back.
Oh, I think I should make that joke right here. You started, let's see if I can mute that.
I'm gonna start from then you throw it back.
And action.
Oh, I think that was my attempt to do it, but it didn't really register on camera too much from that angle. Oh well, that's fine. We don't need to see me try to twerk. His pants aren't very flattering, in my opinion. To quote Spider-Man 2, kind of rides up in the crotch a little.
and
Start from, yeah, like that. What's that?
and and
Right, there we go.
and
You throw him back.
Okay, and then there's a cut in there somewhere, I know it. Okay. Oh, okay. I stopped right on that frame. Perfect. I'm a genius. Let's see. Hey, welcome back, Benji. Plankton and Spongebob look awesome right there. I really like the Plankton costume. He was going to be wearing a beanie. I have a green beanie. And if you go back to the Christmas Who video where I had my friend Case play Plankton, he was wearing the beanie. Didn't have the pants, though, because the jacket was $70, and I did not have the money to buy a $70 jacket and $40 sweatpants. Since it's I'm not buying both at the same time now, I was finally able to buy some $40 sweatpants, which I don't know why sweatpants are so expensive, but whatever. But yeah, he was going to be wearing a beanie, but I think he just looks a lot better without one. It kind of gives him a bit of a piratey look with that eye patch, too, which I kind of dig. Kind of gives it a more nautical feel. So, you know, you've got, like, Russian gangster and pirate mixed in there, I guess. Obviously, I tried emulating the musical's costume, but I don't have enough money to buy, like, a full-on green Dr. Evil suit. So, yeah, maybe... if one day I'm able to make this my full-time job on YouTube, then yeah, maybe I could definitely throw some money that way. But until then, I don't expect that to be like until like sometime after college, because I'm just gonna be too busy with school and stuff. So I know I can't upload as much as I need to get a full-time job on YouTube, but it'd be pretty cool one day. You throw them back, we'll watch out for the stinger, so we're gonna shrink that there. And I think it was the last take that we did. We'd had to shoot this one a few times. I'm very orange in this shot, it looks like. I don't like that. Very orange. Okay, so I'm going to just play with the color effects real quick. I'm going to just drop the temperature down. That's already a lot better. You may see my arm looks a little bit brown here. I was very sunburnt the previous day. The day before yesterday, so Wednesday. We were outside shooting another video, one that I will drop in a couple of weeks, and we all got really badly sunburnt. Me, Case, Pete, and Caden. Oh my god. So, the back of my neck, that collar, every time I move my head, it's just like that scratching, like, slight burn. Oof. Not fun. See, maybe I could drop it. Nah, that's too blue. I think that's going to be like an okay balance, and maybe I could bump up the exposure. Nah, exposure's too much. Yeah, I think just dropping it about there is going to be good enough. I'll be okay. Okay, so back to it.
And
Oh, you could hear it in the background. Stingers! That's where we laugh the hardest. But watch out for the stingers! Stingers! Yeah. Oh, but you know what? With moving to Denton, we're looking at a place. We're getting a place that has 4 rooms, and one of the rooms are going to be just dedicated solely to studio space, which I'm so excited for, because we'll have a corner in the room set up for like green screen stuff, another corner set up for live stream, so we'll have like a constant live stream setup, so whenever we want to like play a game or something, we can just jump onto that couch and just take right off. I am so freaking excited for that, so we could finally live stream a little bit more, me and Caden, and maybe Matt too if he wants to hop in there, and probably Pete too, because he'll be down there too, so we'll have the whole gang all together.
But watch out for the stingers!
And where does that shot end in the
But
intro?
watch out for the stingers!
Wow, that's almost perfectly insane.
But watch out for the stingers! But watch out for the stingers!
SpongeBob with my voice feels cursed. Stingers! Ooh, you know what? It looks like some of the audio actually bleeds into here, so let's go ahead, trim it here, where the audio stops, and I'll drop the plankton shot on top of that. If I can find it. Stingers!
and action.
Stingers!
God, he's good with that voice.
Can you bring your hands up a little bit higher?
Yeah.
A little bit lower. Maybe a little bit out more this way. Yeah, like that. Yeah, just like that.
You can go.
Stingers!
I think it's the last
One
one.
more time?
Stingers!
Yeah, that's it. That one sounds maniacal and nefarious. That's the take.
Stingers?
Alright, let's see. Cut that. And I know I'm going to have to leave some more extra room for whenever it crossfades out of, into the next scene. Let's see.
The stingers. Now for the stingers.
Stingers?
That's so funny.
For the stingers.
Stingers?
I think, for the sake of pacing, it seems like it's kind of coming off the back. Hey, nice to meet you here, Andrew Porto. I think... Oh, I should say before Premiere Pro crashes, because that happens. But I think, if you listen close, it sounds like it's too, like, back-to-back for the
The
lines.
stingers.
Stingers?
There's no, like, flow to that pacing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the cut a little bit. You know, actually, I'm going to mute this, see where Plankton fades out. And he exists up until that frame. He looks gone. So I have until there. And when does the fade start? Okay, so the fade starts here. There we go. All right. Let's see. So I have until there to have that line finish off. So I think...
Stingers.
Stingers?
Wow, this is really... Okay, hold on a second. If I just mute this track too. This is like... I guess this would be us overdubbing Spongebob.
But watch out for the stingers.
Stingers?
That works too well. Alright, that's cool. But yeah, so,
Stingers.
Stingers?
that has a little bit more of a natural, like, break. Like that pause, as if he's actually reacting to what I'm saying and isn't just, like, scripting. The episode F.U.N is coming out soon. I'm hoping, like, August, maybe late July. Somewhere in that gap, though. Let's see, drag that. There we go.
Stingers. The stingers.
Stingers?
And he exists till there, and then he fades out of existence here. And then I don't have this shot all together yet, so... Because this is going to be more green screen stuff, and I also have to shoot this downtown as well. I can't wait to shoot this scene, because we get to play with some, like, horror movie lighting. Give him some harsh shadows, so that's going to be really fun. What is your favorite SpongeBob movie? It's the first one. I can easily answer that. The first one, in my opinion, is absolutely stellar. And I wish I had known about the SpongeBob movie Rehydrated, because I totally would have loved to applied for a scene, any scene to make in that thing. I think it would have been hilarious. I haven't watched it. I watched a little bit of it. I haven't watched the Rehydrated, I watched a little bit of it on Jay Chase's stream, because he had like a community watch party for that. And I just popped in to say hi, and there was a scene where that was in live action, so I just left a comment. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know Kristian J was in this. And I just left. But, man, I wish I could have been a part of it. But I am rectifying my mistakes. I have a part in the Sponge Out of Water remake, as they're calling it, Resurfaced. So I've got a part in that, which I'm so excited for the scene that I got. Oh my god. It is like one of my favorite little jokes in that movie. So I'm very excited to put that together. Who is playing Plankton? That is Wesley Horn. Let's see. So this... I think the fade starts here, because you can see right here in this little plume, it changes. So I think the fade starts there. And then it's not gone until... I think it's that shot, actually. Yeah, it's about done there, so... That's how long it'll take to transition out of there. That's how much dead space I need to... Oh no! My USB thing came undone somehow. Give me 2 seconds to fix that. That's annoying. Premiere Pro does this, and now it's plugged back in. Or not Premiere Pro. My little laptop only has the USB-C adapter, so I need a USB-C adapter to like the usual like USB input adapter thingy. It's a pain in the ass because it always like disconnects at a random time, like, and then it reconnects instantly. So whenever I'm editing, it just does this thing. So I'm gonna hit cancel, save that there, and then I'm going to close all projects because it's gonna think that the footage is gone. Yeah, so it's plugged in. It's reading it now, and then I'm gonna reopen it, and then we're good to go again. All the footage is back. It's a tedious thing I have to deal with on Premiere Pro. For some reason. Oh, oops, I just realized. This needs to be even longer.
Jump for the stingers!
Stingers! Yeah, then he'll fade out of existence there. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to set that that fade. Where are you at? I think it's right here. Yeah. Effects. It's going to be a cross dissolve. Drop them right here. Awesome. And then we'll shorten that to be the actual length that we already cut to. Right there. Right? Yeah, I think that's perfect in line. Yep. All right, cool. So that's aligned. So now it fades exactly where the original episode fades and ends where the original episode would have ended. Just like that. Perfect. So we're going to jump ahead a little bit. Same thing. You know what? There's a shot of SpongeBob with the I feel like that could just be a meme or something. I feel like that could be a meme. When your friend's spouting on and on about something that you don't really care about, i.e. my friends whenever I talk about, like, half the stuff I talk about. Let's see. Oh, is this not in the right order anymore? No, that's in the right order. Okay, cool. Not about winning, but having fun. I think it's this take that we're going to go with.
What is that?
Winning? It's about having fun.
Oh, I think actually I had to redo this one because SpongeBob puts his arms up whenever he says it's about having fun. I didn't realize I didn't do that in any of these previous
It's not about
takes.
winning. It's about having fun.
I like do like a little I flick my wrists out from my hips. But he puts his hands up like that.
It's not about winning. It's about fun.
No, that's what it is. He puts his hands up to his head, so I have to do it at shoulders or else my arms just go completely out of frame. I think the one time we tried to actually like keep arms in frame was with the my butt hurts from sitting on this chair. But I think the one time we tried to keep arms in frame was with the Club SpongeBob remake. And that just didn't really work out well because it was just too much camera movement just to keep the arms in frame and the head. The face wasn't like the center of focus or anything, so I think now we just anytime that someone puts their arms over their head, it's like we just try to like we try to keep them in frame. We'll do it as much as we can because it just looks awkward, and in some occasions it does work whenever the arms go out of frame. But I think with SpongeBob, because he's so blocky, I think it's just a lot easier to keep it up by your head. With Squidward, his arms go over his head because he's a little bit more proportional, I guess, to a human. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Where does this cut end? Okay. So I think this one's actually a little bit after my least favorite shot of the entire episode. It is so freaking it was so hard to pull it off. Is it this one? I think it's this one.
I win!
It's not about winning. It's about having fun.
Yeah, that's the one. It might be this one.
Win!
It's not about winning.
Wes is cracking up, so I can't use that shot. Let's see. Is it common to have to retake certain scenes? Sometimes, like, if I'm just really unhappy with it, or if I realize there's, like, a really glaring issue, then, yeah, I will go out of my way to, like, get everyone back together and reshoot the scene. But if it's something small that I could, like, maybe fix, or maybe that no one's going to notice and get away with, then, yeah, I can usually just leave that in. But in the case of, like, that hand gesture, I try to keep the hand gestures in there. And the fact that I caught it, I'm like, no, we're here. I can shoot it now. So let's just redo it.
And
What's this?
action.
gonna mute the original episode real quick.
I win! I win!
It's not about winning. It's about having fun.
So this one's kind of having the same issue that I had with that one shot where it was just very orange.
Action.
I'm gonna fix that again too by dropping the temperature a little, make it less orange, give it more of a skin tone. Well, as close to a skin tone as I can have. I'm still sunburnt, so I'm still gonna have that like brown kind of orange pigment on my arms and neck. Not a fan of these shadows. We were shooting this at like 3 in the afternoon, so the sun was like, I guess, right above us, heat of the day and all, but not a fan of that.
I win!
Oh, whoops, that's a little too far. That's during the fantasy sequence. That's where I should start. Audio is probably going to start about like here. Play the original episode and I'll mute this one, my video. Okay, so maybe I just need this for the audio purposes. Sounds like it starts about there.
I win!
It's not
It's not about winning.
Awesome. Okay, now I can extend that so that way I have something to crossfade out of. Yeah, this one. Drop another cross dissolve here. Awesome.
Win! I win!
It's not.
See if I could shorten that gap a little bit too. Kind of gonna do the same thing as I did last time, where I just try to speed up that dead space. So let's see. I need Spongebob to start talking here. Awesome. And so that means I need to shrink this down to 10 frames. 10 frames. Okay. Jeez, I just goofed it. There we go. Speed duration. Drop that to 10 frames. That should work out.
It's not about winning. It's about having fun.
Yeah, that's not bad. That works. Let me read what some of the chat's saying right now. My favorite part about that episode is at the end of the episode. Are we talking about fun, or did you guys discuss another bit sooner? I'm just double checking. Let's see. Okay, so favorite part about the fun episode, I'm assuming, is what you're talking about. The jelly beans, that's pretty good. What is my favorite part of the episode? I really like I don't know why I enjoy it so much. It's just this line.
Stingers!
Stingers! I don't know why, it's just funny. I do like the discussion that SpongeBob and Plankton have at the episode where it's like, how long were you keeping this from me? Or it's something like that. It's like the breakup talk or something. I think that's pretty good too. Let's see. I saw another question. When you edit, do you do most of the editing, or do you and someone else work and take turns? I do all the editing myself. Yeah, it's all done by me. The only videos that I don't edit here on the channel are the Sponge Bloops videos. I give all that footage to Caden, and he makes all the compilations and whatnot, and then he puts all those bloopers together and passes the video on to me, and then I upload that and take his credit. No, I'm kidding. I always tell him, throw a thing at the end so people know that you made this, because I don't want people thinking that I made it. Whenever this is your creation, this is your video. Let's see.
Fun.
What's fun? What is that? Let's see. We're about to hit my favorite, and by favorite I mean my least favorite shot of the entire shoot yesterday. It was such a pain to do. Let's see. A little bit above here, I think. It's, or you know what? Did we get it from the same angles?
You!
Oh, okay, that's a little too far. That's like during the song. Where's the shot? Oh, it's one of these, I bet.
is
Oh, no, that's still in the middle of the song. That might be this.
Fun.
what's that?
Like that, he sounds very foreign to the concept.
What's that?
I like the other one more. You also don't have that train whistling. There's a train whistling in the background. I don't know if you could hear that.
It's not about I'm having fun.
Fun is
What's that?
Okay, cool. Delete that. I'm gonna also have to color correct this one as well. Oh boy, the joys of lighting and color temperatures and all that jazz. I'll bump that up here.
What's that? What's that?
Okay, so there's a little bit more of a longer pause there. If I drag it about here.
What's that? What's that?
Okay, now where does this shot and there we go. Cool.
What's that?
Cool. Awesome. And I'm gonna fix the colors up again. This one. Do you guys have any recommendations on what I should get for lunch? I haven't eaten anything yet. I feel like you are so underrated. Man, I appreciate that. It really does mean the world to me whenever people like say stuff like that, because you know, I grew up like watching all these like guys like Smosh and stuff, and man, I looked up to these dudes, and whenever people say that they appreciate what we make so much, it's like, oh man, right in the feels. There we go. He is so much easier to color correct because he is not sunburnt. Whereas I am fried. I'm still fried. Like wearing this shirt, it's not as bad as it was yesterday, but wearing like a t-shirt so tight around the neck, oof. Not fun.
What's that?
fun is when
Alright, now we're on to my least favorite shot of the entire freaking thing. This was such a pain in the behind to do. Because it's all in one shot. Like, just watch how long this shot is. Okay? This is
fun
insane.
when fun is it's like it's kind of
Sorta like a
what is fun?
what is fun?
Like, let me
Still
spell it
going.
for you.
No cut
F
yet.
is for friends who do stuff together. You
Now it finally cuts. That's like what? Let's see. Current time stamp is 1:46. Or maybe? Oh, I was looking at the wrong timestamp. It's the entire clip is 1:46. Well, whatever. I'm gonna assume it's like 30 seconds. It's 30 hours. It's a 30-hour one take. Makes me sound more impressive. I nailed it in one of these, but as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nope, 10 takes, and that's with at least one per take. Because I know that the footage was probably rolling long enough for me to squeeze like 2 takes in there.
Stuff together, I gotta lean.
No. Together is lean.
Together?
Stuff together.
Oh, yeah. The hardest thing about this was the hand gestures, like remembering which order they were, and then when to do them. That was a pain in the butt. Let's see. Have a hot dog? Hot dog actually sounds pretty good right now. I just ordered food from Chipotle. Dude, I freaking love Chipotle. Well, I don't love it, but I do enjoy it. I don't go there often, so every time I do go there, it's like, I forget how good this is. Anaiah, my girlfriend, she hates Chipotle, and so we never get to go together, but every once in a while, Kay and I will get together, we'll sneak off to Chipotle. Let's see. Autosave. Okay. So which take was it? It had to have been one of these last ones.
Fun is when you
So I'm gonna have to end up redubbing this because to keep in pace with the actual song, since it does start in this one shot, I'm gonna have to essentially lip sync that, and then I'm gonna have to redub myself because you could hear. I don't know if you could hear it right now, but if you were hearing it at the volume that I am, you'd be able to hear the original episode underneath
fun
me.
is it's kinda sorta like a what is fun? Let me spell it out for you.
What really threw me off there is SpongeBob stammers. He like stutters, I mean, before he says, "Let me spell it out for you." Right here, he stutters right there. He says,
What is fun?
I,
Let me spell.
and that threw me off so freaking much because I was like, okay, I'm ready to get to the next part, and I kept forgetting that he stutters for a bit. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the donation, Elijah. Good luck editing, man. You and your friends have some great talent. Hope you get to meet Tom Kenny someday. Good luck. Wow, thank you so much for the donation. That is, like, honestly, like, you have no idea. Like, every dollar that I get from, like, Patreon or from, like, donations on streams, it really does help a lot with these videos because I'm able to, like, put that towards, like, buying another prop. Like, I still gotta buy a, what's it called? Like, a giant, inflatable water floaty that's like a life preserver ring essentially, but it's style like a donut. So like a giant like floaty, a donut floaty essentially. I have to buy that for the "He's a Jolly Good Rookie." So I have to do that, and that's gonna help cover that. So I really do appreciate the donation, man. That is seriously gonna help out a lot. Like, you guys have no idea. Every cent helps. So let's see. I think it's gonna be this take that I want to do. I'm gonna rewatch this one just in case.
Spell it out for you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you.
Yeah, I lean too much in that one. How far do I lean here?
It's fun. Let me spell it out for you. F is for friends,
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. Okay, so yeah, that's not too bad. And it'll be fun to animate. And if I really can't figure it out, I'll get Jay Chase to help out, and he can save my ass yet again. Jay Chase Films actually animated the scene with Sandy's lasso, where it goes from the shape of like a regular lasso into the silhouette of SpongeBob. He animated that. I want to say there was one more thing I got him to animate, and that's totally blanking on me right now. Oh, that's right. He also animated the lasso whenever SpongeBob and Patrick are running away from Sandy. And the lasso pulls Patrick into the explosion. He animated the lasso in that shot as well because I just could not, for the life of me, get it to work out in Premiere Pro or in After Effects. So I was like, dude, I need some help here, man. So thank God. He is absolutely fantastic. Such an absolute blast to work with. He and I, man, we got along so well. I was so bummed out when he had to go back home. It really sucked because I'm like, dude, there's so much that I want to show you here, and like so much stuff that like I'm gonna shoot with you and everything. Like, oh goodness. We were originally, instead of Texas, we were gonna do the what's it called, the One Crab's Trash. And so Jonathan and his wife Katrina, they were both gonna play two of the billionaires that are like, "Oh, Mr. Krabs, where'd you get that water drinking hat? It's worth $1 million and whatnot." So Jonathan, Katrina, and Caden were all gonna play like the people bidding after the hat, but it was gonna cost too much money to make that episode. So we're like, "Oh, okay, let's do Texas." So yeah, and I honestly really like the cameo that we got to squeeze him in there, where he's the dude blowing his nose into the Krabby Patty. That was pretty fun. Okay, so let's see, where does it start?
When you
Oh, did I trim too much of the shot off? Oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, I clicked on something on my computer I don't want to click, and it opened something. Gotta be up here.
fun.
Sort of like a...
Okay, so we're gonna start it here, and I'm gonna sync. Oh my god! I didn't want to delete that. I want to delete this. Alright. Let's see.
Fun is when you... Fun is... I forgot the
It's like...
That's why I did it.
Sort of like a... What is fun?
So we're restarting the take here.
Fun is when you...
I'm gonna go ahead and trim that, delete that, zoom out of it, drag that a bit. About here, yeah. I just gotta sync it all up. No big deal. Actually, it looks like it's pretty in sync. I might have to...
Fun is when you... Fun is... Fun is...
It's like...
It's kinda... Sorta like a...
What is
fun.
fun?
Let me spell it out for you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
I'm a little fast on that, so I can actually slow that down a bit. It was a little hard to hear the song whenever we were recording it because Caden had it from behind the camera and whatnot. And we're just playing off of a phone because we're just watching the episode on Amazon Prime for reference.
What's that?
Fun is when you...
Actually, is there any way that I could, like, because it's okay if all of this beforehand is out of sync, but, because I could just add the sound effects later, but it's essential that the song is in sync.
Let me spell it out for ya. F is for friends who do stuff together.
I think I just need to slow myself down. Okay, about there, yeah, okay, so let's see.
You and me.
So it ends about there. SpongeBob's me ends about here. Or my me ends about here. SpongeBob's actual me is about... Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, so I don't have to necessarily, like, redo everything. I just gotta get that F is for friends bit. Because the you and me is a separate shot, and I remember we shot something separate for that.
U is for you and me.
That's why I'm still doing that.
Do stuff together.
So you know what? How much of this shot is actually needed?
Do stuff together.
Okay, so right whenever SpongeBob says you, it seems it cuts to Plankton. So I just gotta slow down that bit of me saying F is for friends who do stuff together. Let's see. LOL, you're a great singer. Thank you so much. Ah, man. Catch you later, Gemini. I'm glad that you stuck around, though, for so long. I think Kristian needs to block some... keep spamming the same thing. Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess he is. I'm not sure. Let me see if there's a way that I can, like, just mute that particular phrase. Maybe? I don't know if that did what I wanted it to do. Okay, I guess that works. Yeah, I think I muted it for now. Alrighty. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I need to drag this all out. I don't need that footage. So I just need to drag it out just a little eensy-beensy tiny bit more. That's like the ending of the phrase, and I need it to reach... I need it to be 2 seconds and 27 frames long. Just making sure that it starts in the... Yeah, okay. So 2 frames, 27 seconds. 2 frames, 27 seconds. That's exactly how I remember stuff. I just repeat it out loud till I'm like, yeah, maintain audio pitch, please. There we go. Still a little too fast.
Do stuff together.
Well, I mean, it ends at the same place, I guess, but...
F is for friends who do stuff together.
I think who do stuff together is right.
Together. Do stuff together.
Let's see. Go ahead and unlink those. Delete that. I'll keep that there, actually. Let's see. I need this to stretch out to here. 112, I guess. Okay. So let's see. Speed duration. 112. Okay.
Friends who do stuff.
How's that work?
Friends who do stuff.
I don't care about the audio because I'm going to overdub this anyway whenever we actually record the song so it's clean.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
think that works a little bit better with the lip sync, though.
Do stuff. Do stuff. Do stuff. Friends who do stuff together. You is.
Let's see. I think that works a little bit better.
F is for friends who do stuff.
I think actually what the issue might be, I might need to just drag this off to the right a little bit. So let's try that. Oh, okay. Nope, that's as far as I can go.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
That's better. That's a lot better. Oh, all right, awesome. We're making progress. You know SpongeBob so well. My guy, I grew up with this show. Like, I swear, as a kid, I had every single SpongeBob merchandise imaginable. I at least I'm pretty sure. I had a lot. There's a few things I've seen on eBay that I'm like, oh, I never had that. I should buy it. Oh, man. But, Jesus, where was I? Okay, so I still need to go back a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this entire one-shot back a little bit. It'll be a little bit out of sync compared to the actual episode, but that's okay. Is that a little too much? I probably should have dragged it from here. There, alright. Okay.
Fun is when you. Fun is.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of sync, but that's okay. Because, like I said, I can add the sound effects in later. I just really need that portion of the song to be in sync. Because I've already got the instrumentals and whatnot, and it needs to be like the same beat, or else the entire thing is just gonna be off. So that's the only thing I really got to be a super duper stickler for.
Let me spell it out for you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you
Okay,
and
now I can cut to Wes doing his little frowny, sulky thingamabopper majiggy madoodad. Let's see. Yeah, one of these shots. It might be this one.
Fire that burns down the...
Okay, so that's Wes's portion of the song. Very excited for you guys to hear that. So I think it's just...
And is for anywhere and anytime at all.
Does Plankton start with his arms up, or does he pull them up? Okay, so they're already up. He's just scowling the whole time. So honestly, I think I could just kind of cut anywhere as long as it's doing this. Let's see. I like that little head nod that he does. Kind of like a, oh, are you kidding me? Why are you singing about this? That's disgusting. So mushy and loving. It's not diabolical. Ooh, is that cut actually like perfect? It was. That's funny. That just a touch.
together. U is for you and me. Together. U is for you.
It might work more if Wes just stays completely still. Maybe. I'll think about that. Because it might just be too much movement. Okay, now after all this, because I know we shot all of Wes's angles at the same time, and then all my angles. That way we don't really have too much of a... That way we don't have to reset the camera a ton. Hey, Cat, stop messing with stuff, please, or I'll have to
U
just
is for
evaporate you or
you
something.
and me.
think that's a good enough. Well,
You
we'll find
is
out.
for you and me.
And what does Spongebob do here exactly?
You and me.
So he just points and then brings it to himself.
You is for you and me. You is for you and me. I keep pointing on that first.
Maybe not.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
Not too bad. I kind of like that one a little bit. Because the first U is for you and me isn't even actually seen. It's behind Plankton. So I just have to get my arm pointing, at least a distinguished enough point.
N is for stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. I keep pointing on that first.
Oh, wrong one. Oh, it's just like a
U
goof
is for
tape.
you and me.
Yeah, that's a goof tape. I'm excited to hear it and see it. I'm very excited to get this all pieced together.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
I honestly kind of like that. How does this one work?
U is for you and me. U is for you.
U is.
It's for you and me. Is for you and me.
About what I'm going to be using.
Is for you and me.
You and me.
Man, I'm torn between these two
I keep
takes.
pointing on that first.
Or it's between these two.
U is for you and me. U is for you and me.
I think this one's better because I have the more definitive points, so I'm going to go with that. Okay. Oh, there's two takes of this.
U is for you and me.
Oh, never mind. Ow, I'm trying to sit up. My butt is dying on this chair, man.
U is for
I think about there is going to be good enough, but we'll extend it as needed. Go. Here we go now. Here we go now. It's like this.
for you and me.
Wow, that's almost perfectly in sync.
For you and me.
You is
For you and me. Together.
You is
For you and me.
I'll link those so I can extend this by itself.
Together. U is for you and is for you and me.
I'm also going to fix the coloring here because it's just grossing me out how orange it is. That's better.
U is for you and me.
Okay.
U is for you.
I think I need to start this just a tad bit sooner. Link those back together. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I think it just needs to be like a frame before. Wait, well, maybe here?
U is for you and me.
That's better. That's better. It sounds a little bit more in sync there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now I can unlink these and shrink that. And now I'll relink it. Because it's easier to move video and audio at the same time whenever you're trying to do that. Yo, Kristian. Yo, Thomas. Amazing how you're so patient. You gotta be with editing. It's very tedious, but I'm just realizing now that half my noggin was out of frame right there from slouching so much. I didn't realize it was only my forehead in the frame. That's funny. Let's see. But yeah, it's a tedious process, but the results pay off at the end.
And is for anywhere and anytime at all.
Okay, so where does that shot end? I think that's a green screen shot we're gonna do.
And is
So I don't have that yet. Awesome. Do that thing. Do that.
And me.
And is for anywhere, anytime at all. And where's this cut? There we go, right there. And now we get Wes's scenes. F is for fire that burns down the whole town. It's one of these.
F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium. Bombs.
It's so good. You did such a great job.
F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium. Bombs. N is for no survivors. When you...
Think.
Ready?
Yeah.
Uranium.
Okay, so that's for the second half. I think it's this one.
Fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium. Bombs. F is for fire that burns down the whole town.
Let's see. How does that compare to this?
F is for fire that burns down...
I like that one a little bit more. Alright. Oh, shit. Wrong one. That's what I wanted to delete. There we go. And let's see. What's your favorite SpongeBob season? Ooh. Season 2's got a lot of really good ones. Do you only do SpongeBob episodes, or do you like other shows like Drake and Josh? On the channel, we've only remade SpongeBob episodes. Grew up with Drake and Josh, love it. But yeah, the SpongeBob episodes are the only ones that we're gonna make here. I don't really like to remake other cartoons because I don't want the channel just to be a ton of remakes entirely. I'd rather my own original stuff go on here, and then every once in a while I'll do another one of these remakes.
F is for fire.
I think he's almost in sync. Close. Well,
F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium. Bombs.
pretty close. Where do I need to shift it, though, and make it better? I think I need to shift it a little bit off to the left. Maybe I see. Yeah, I think just a little left.
F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium. Bombs.
Yeah, that's better. Awesome. Okay. We'll go ahead and shrink that to there, where this clip starts. And I know it cuts right before he says
Burns down the
bombs.
whole town. You.
There. Oh, wait, wrong one. I want to cut that. And let's see.
Use for uranium. Bombs.
And where's the shot return one? Right here. So that's definitely where I need the footage to come back. Let's see. Leaves this one.
Uranium. Bombs. N is for no survivors. When you.
Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna go with that one. And let's see.
Uranium. Bombs. N is for no.
There's a lot of audio going on right here. That's a little confusing. Alright, delete. Oh, no! Yeah, delete that one. Awesome. We're almost done, guys. We're almost there.
Bombs. N is for no survivors. When you.
Okay, so I definitely gotta sync it up a little better. Somewhere right here. see, it says N right here. Oh, no. That's not the clip I want to move. That's the one.
N is for no survivors when you...
Okay, so somewhere around here, it's going to cut to this wider shot. Alright, we can cut that right there. Or, you know what, I do want the audio, so I'm actually going to unlink that, cut that, and then cut that. Alright.
Bombs! N is for no survivors when you...
Awesome.
Bombs! N is for no survivors.
Now we can go ahead and drop myself on top of his footage. We're so very close. It's the shot of me looking down. It's yeah, I think it's this one. The first one I act like I was like flinching as then I'm getting punched. I don't even need audio. I just need the video. But, come here. Thank you. It's gonna help though if I have the audio just so I could hear like where in the song it is.
That's completely idiotic.
Here.
Okay, so that's about where I flinched, so I'm gonna cut it here, and then I'm just gonna drag this over to here. Cat, please stop. Thank you. My cat is being a wee bit of a bumhead, jumping on stuff.
Use for uranium! Bombs!
Just flinch up bombs. Just a little bit behind so that way. Yeah, maybe there. That way it looks like I'm actually reacting to the word instead of just like flinching as soon as it's said.
Use for uranium! Bombs!
Yeah, that's it. I might have to bump up the exposure touch to... Yep, that'll do. That way I'm a little bit more visible.
Use for uranium! Bombs! N is for no survivors!
Okay, and where did it cut again? Okay, so I've already got the cut marked. Okay, gotcha. Cat, no! Don't do it. Leave. Go away. Shoo. It's a shot right here. I'm just curious. Oh, it's the dance. That's what it is. Okay, I'm like, why am I just standing in the field? Let's see. Alright, let's see. Favorite episode is Dying for Pie. That's such a great episode. That's one I really want to do, but buying a salmon suit to show your best friend in town to everyone in is, oddly enough, very expensive. I think it was the last one. I remember it being the... I want to say it was the last one.
Fun is all about now. Do it like this.
It was one of these.
When you...
Listen, that's not what fun is all about. Here, do it like this.
I think it's in hand gestures.
Not what fun is all about. Now, do it like this.
I'm getting the point in there, so that's...
That's not what fun is all about. Here, do it like...
Now do it. I remember. We specifically caught that.
That's not what fun is all about. Now, do it like this.
That's right. I remember there was a reason why we kept on redoing it, because I kept on saying, here, do it like this, but the line is actually, now, do it like this.
That's not what fun...
Alright, let's see. Okay, so say plankton. Right there. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so plankton gets said about, like, here-ish. So where does SpongeBob say it on the original episode? Here? Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that, unlink, delete. That way I don't get two yelling audios.
That's not what fun is all about. Now, do it like this.
So that one's okay to be a little bit out of sync because there's no music playing. As long as there's music playing, then it has to be in sync. Let's see. Because I could trim the song to, like, have those gaps for as long as they need to be, but whatever the actual music's playing, it needs to be exactly the same. And I think I actually need to start this just a little touch sooner. So I'm going to bump this shot of plankton up and drag this one here.
That's not what fun is all about. Now, do it like this.
I'm going to cut the original episode here so I can see. That out, and I'll make it a lot quicker for my little dash out of camera. Let's see, a little bit longer. Come on, thank you. I think right about here. Actually, I'm going to do a speed ramp. That's what I'm going to do. How do I do that? Is it time remapping speed? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see, control at that point. And yeah, I think I can drag that wherever I need it to be. Let's see. Let's go ahead and double the speed, roughly. With that time transition. Be done a little better. Maybe it'd be better if it started off here. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Make it look smoother. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. See, I can. If I drag it there. Yeah, that might work a little better. I think for the sake of pacing, I'll have to break the continuity a little bit. Maybe. Let's see. My favorite episode is SpongeBob. That's a hard question. There's a lot of, like, really, really good episodes. It was buzzing around. I'm really not too sure on what my favorite episode would be. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do a thing right here. Center myself a little bit more by zooming in a bit. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Awesome.
And you!
Ooh, I just noticed something. Shh. Just, delete that. Check that out.
And you!
Okay, why is it still jumping between those two shots?
And you!
Those things aren't right.
I think my computer just glitched for a second. Alright.
And you!
Those things
Yeah,
aren't
I
right.
think
It's
I
all
do.
about now. Do it like this.
Okay. And let's see, now we'll get to the little funky dance that SpongeBob's got to do. Which was just a shot of me standing in the open field. I think it was this one. Or actually, we're going to do this one. This, I know this is the one. Oh, no, not what I was wanting. Or was it? Oh, yeah, I guess it kind of was. Drop you here.
Friends who do stuff.
That's
F
completely
is for
idiotic.
friends who do
Here,
stuff together.
let me help you.
Yeah, get some flossing in there. I'm kidding. I didn't do. I'm not gonna use that. I just did that as a joke to Caden and Wes.
Idiotic.
Here,
Oh, sorry.
let me help you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you
Oh,
and
where's the
me.
actual thing about? There we go. Actual dance. Go ahead and drag that up. Drag it up. Drag it up. Back it up. And let's see.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
Yeah, perfect. 12 out of 10. And where does it cut? It walks in the frame here.
It's for friends who do stuff together.
That's
Okay. And I know it might have been the first one actually. I think it was the first one that we did. So obviously I can't pick Wes up with like my hands and playing like a little puppet essentially like SpongeBob does here
Here,
in the episode. Yeah, I can't do this with Wes as easy because you know he's only a little bit shorter than me.
That's completely idiotic.
here.
Never.
Let me,
Let's see.
let me,
It's at the end of
Never.
here.
Never. Never.
Let me.
Okay. Fix my little time check so I can see it a little easier. There we go. Alright, so let's see. Plankton says never. Here.
Never.
Okay, he actually says never a little sooner, but the camera angle change yet. Okay, here, it's right about here. Alright, so we're just gonna drag them. Come on, bud. Come on. There you go.
Never. That's completely idiotic.
Here, let me help.
you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
Okay, that's not the right take, because I was out of sync. Wes did good. I was bad. Alright. I think it was this one. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Somewhere there. Maybe.
Never. Never.
That's about where he starts.
Never. That's completely idiotic.
Here, let me help you.
F is for friends
Yeah.
who do stuff together. U is for you and me.
Try it!
And is for anywhere and anytime at all.
That's it. That's it. That's the one. How hard would it be to do Band Geeks? It'd be pretty difficult because of like scheduling and the equipment and location. So there's quite a few factors that would make it pretty hard to pull off, but that's why it's gonna be done last. So last SpongeBob remake we do in like several years. That's gonna be the one. Alrighty, and let's see. Gonna mark this right here as like a checkpoint. We're almost done, guys. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's see. I don't understand. I feel all tingly inside. Okay.
Wait, I don't understand this. I feel all tingly inside.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Man, the lighting looks so much better here because we're actually under the shade. We noticed in the actual episode they're like standing behind like a darker background. We're like, okay, we could hop in the shade here. It just looks so much better. And honestly, there's something I was thinking about whenever I just like looked at the like the thumbnails to find something to post for like a little community post being like, hey, we're gonna do the live stream today. And I'm like, God, the colors just look so good right here. And it's just bumping up the exposure just a tiny little bit. Cat, stop it! He's knocking stuff off the table or trying to. But, okay, like, the shadows are just harsh here, so I don't know. I have been debating it, like, do I want to reshoot it all in the shades, that way the colors look good, or what do I want to do? So we'll see. We shall see. So close, guys. Alright.
Anytime at all. Wait, I don't understand.
Oh, that's a little too far.
I feel understand it.
Okay, so Plankton's is weight like almost right at the start of that, so that might be in sync.
Wait.
A little out of sync. I'm a little late. So I gotta drag it a little bit this way.
Wait, I don't understand this. I feel all tingly.
Too much of a drag now. That'd be very... Oh, almost. I think like here maybe? Looks like it could be right.
Wait, I don't understand this. I feel all tingly inside.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did 2 takes because I accidentally cut him off a little too soon. I forgot that he was doing a pause. So it should be this one that we want to use. So I'm going to actually just overlay all of that. Let's see. Almost. There we go. Okay.
Wait, I don't know.
I think that's right. Bump the exposure back up to like 0.8. There we go. Oh, it looks so good.
Wait, I don't understand this.
Almost there.
Wait, I don't understand this. I feel all tingly inside.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
I cut him off
I
again.
like it.
Did we do both of them in
I
this
feel
tape?
all tingly inside.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Well, I like it. Let's do it.
Hold on. How's the actual episode work? I thought we did it all in one take proper.
Feel.
Oh, the Should We Stop is a
That's how you're
separate take,
supposed to
that's why.
feel.
Well, I like it.
Okay. Alright, yeah. Sure. In which case, I'm going to go back to the other one because it was almost perfectly in sync. Zoom that out a bit. There we go.
Wait, I don't understand this. I feel all tingly inside.
Okay, so where does that cut happen? Feel tingly? Huh, I thought he just, I just cut for... Should we stop?
I feel all tingly inside.
That's how
that. 'Cause I don't need it.
That's how you're supposed to.
Ooh, I'm just now realizing. SpongeBob says no, doesn't he? No, that's how you're supposed to feel.
No.
That's how you're supposed.
Gotta get it on the second one.
Inside.
That's how you're supposed to.
Ah, damn. I goofed, guys. That is something I gotta reshoot.
That's how you're supposed to.
No, it was going so well. Yeah, you were hearing a cat. He was playing with the dogs a second ago.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Well, I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay. To feel.
Well, I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Let's see. 74, 75. I think 75 is probably gonna work for that last half.
Tingly inside.
That's how you're supposed to.
Dang, I can't believe I forgot to say no. It's things like that, like, you know, like you just totally overlook it because you're in the moment, and then whenever you're editing, and you're like, okay, you know what the lines are supposed to be. And then it happens like,
That's
oh,
how you're supposed to feel.
I got a line. Cannot believe it.
Okay. And this. How you're supposed. That's how.
Okay, almost.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Well, I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
I think it already cuts before Leslie even turns his head. So it cuts there to the flowers. Frolic.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Well, I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Unlink that because I do need the what's it called? The rest of the okay.
I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we're almost there.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the clams, and then I just need a close up on him. But should we stop? Ooh, uno momento. I'm getting a phone call. Shmelo, you are live right now. Okay, I am almost done. Alright, I'll see you a bit. I'll see you in a bit. Bye! Alrighty. So let's see, we are almost done, guys. Ah, wait! I just closed my chat. It's such habit for me to just put my phone down and turn it off whenever I get off the phone. Here we go. Awesome. Okay. I think this is going to be our last shot that I just need to place in here, and then we could review what we've got so far. And hopefully, it isn't total, but... Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see.
I feel tingly inside. I feel.
Here we go. Do that thing. Delete that. Scooch it on over here. Alright.
I feel all tingly inside. Should we stop?
I'm sorry, no.
Did I goof it again? Oh, there's a second take. I did the same thing where I forgot that he has a beat between should we stop? And I just completely interrupted him. Here we go. So that's the right take. I know this for a fact. There's also the only other shot we have left.
I feel all tingly inside. I feel all.
I'm also going to bump up the exposure here because I want to look consistent.
Damn it. I feel all tingly inside. Should we stop?
That's how you.
Damn, I still don't say no. Because even if I said no in this shot, I would have maybe let it slide. I would have maybe let it slide that SpongeBob says no in the other shot, but I say no somewhere else. But I didn't. I'm a goofus. So actually, it seems that Wes takes a little bit longer to say the line, so maybe.
I feel all tingly inside. Should we stop?
Debating. Okay, so it has to last until then. How awkward is that?
Stop.
No.
That's not too bad. I can have it to where, like, whenever I reshoot it, I'm like, no, that's how you're supposed to feel. Okay. So that's definitely a reshoot that needs to happen.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Well, I like it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so I think that's what we've got so far. I'm going to hit save so nothing is lost forever. And we're just going to review one final thing. Make sure it's all
I
there.
get the big net, and you get the little net.
What happens after we eat them?
You don't eat them. You catch them like this. La 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 la, like that.
All right,
And?
this is it.
And you throw them back. But watch out for the stingers.
Stingers?
And then we fade to the fantasy.
Win! I win!
It's not about winning. It's about having fun.
What's that?
Fun is when you... Fun is... It's like... It's kinda... Sorta like, what is fun? Let me spell it out for you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and
I feel all
me.
tingly inside. Should we stop?
Why is that playing here?
Friends who do stuff together. U is for you.
Well, what happened? Why is that shot here?
Stuff together. U is for you and me.
I don't know how that overlapped the footage of Wes just staring, scowling at me, but I guess I gotta drop that back in. I have no idea what happened there. Wes, where are you? Ah, it's that shot. Okay. And honestly, I don't think I like the head moving because it just makes it feel a little too dynamic. So I think I am instead... Please, thank you. I think I'm just going to use the footage, no audio. Why? Come here. Thank you.
And me.
Yeah, I think I like that more. Because there's already too much movement going on with me flailing my arms around, spelling out fun and whatnot. So I think it'll work out better if Wes is more static. I think it'll just make it look a little funnier because here I am being all animated and here he is just like
together, you is for
completely
you and
bewildered.
Me.
Especially for such a fast shot too. I think it just helps it feel more.
F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium. Bombs. N is for no survivors. When you...
Listen, that's not what fun is all about. Now, do it like this.
Okay.
F is for friends who do stuff.
Yeah.
Never.
My little jig.
That's completely idiotic.
Here,
If I could, I'd
let me
do it
help
busting
you.
out the worm.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. Try it!
N is for anywhere and anytime at all.
Down here in the deep blue sea.
Wait, I don't understand this. I feel all tingly inside. Should we stop?
That's how
No.
you're supposed to feel.
Well,
It's
I like
missing.
it. Let's do it again.
Okay.
F is for frolicking through the flowers. U is for ukuleles. N is for nose picking, sharing gum and sand licking here with my best buddy. Then we get into the deranged ha 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 ha. So yeah, that's it. It only took like 2.5 hours to edit 1 minute and 46 seconds of footage. That's awesome. I think it's a general rule of thumb that for about every minute of screen time there is, it takes about an hour to shoot that and get something useful out of it. So I think it takes about an hour of just shooting and getting a minute of useful footage out of it. So, you know, that's fun. But yeah, that's the entire scene that we got done today. And that's just purely like just editing it. You know, that's not even jumping into sounds. It's just purely footage work. and whatnot. And I haven't even gone like into like trying to correct the colors a super duper ton. It's just to like kind of get the outline there. But you know what? Honestly, I might do this again where we all get to you know, get back together for more editing. I don't want to edit the entire video on stream because I still want it to be a surprise, but I might do a couple scenes here and there for like different stuff, like, oh, here's the sound work getting done, or here it is in the final home stretch, essentially. So I might do that. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits for today and whatnot. And I'll leave you guys with this thing because it's so well colored and it's just beautiful. It makes me highly debate on whether or not I actually want to reshoot everything else that came before because the shadows are pretty harsh here. And the colors aren't as soft and warm as they are here. Or as vibrant, soft and vibrant as they are here. So we'll see about that. But till next time, you guys, I get the bing that you get the little neck. I'm not sure what that means. It was really fun to watch, but I'm glad that you had a good time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Tyler Caswell, Priceless Solutions, Ava Stutz. I'm just kind of reading everyone that's on the bottom of the chat list right now to say goodbye. But thanks for tuning in, you guys. It was really fun just to get the puzzle pieces in about the right order. Now I get to do the exciting stuff and throw the sound mixing into there and whatnot. So that'll be great. Be exciting. Yeah. But till next time, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I will catch you all later. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Bye! I guess it doesn't really work whenever I don't black out the entire screen, but you know...